Sunday. Welcome to another exciting, informative episode of Redstone Lapis Lazuli. Hey, good morning. Yes, here I am. Yes, peace. Good morning. Do I need this on? Probably not. All right. Yeah. So, welcome. This is a Veterans Day weekend. Veterans Day weekend. Here, let me change some stuff here. Options, video settings, shaders, default. Okay, done. Okay, there we go. A little more clear. Yeah, hey, let me turn this down a bit. Quiet, just a little bit. Alright. So, yeah. Big things are going on. I don't even know what's happened. Something big has happened. Several big things have happened every day for the past, months. That I can't keep track hardly at all anymore. It's so big. So, okay. We know that Donald Trump, so a whistleblower came out and said, and wrote a report saying that they saw the president do something illegal, something very bad. And this person went to the Inspector General with their complaint. The Inspector General wrote down a report of this complaint, wrote down everything, checked it out with all the people, confirmed it, and then passed it off to the next guy, which is the head of the DNI, which I forget his name. The head of the DNI, Director of National Intelligence, sat on that report, just hid it, didn't do anything. So the whistleblower was freaking out because they had followed directions and nothing happened. So this whistleblower wanted to go to Congress to figure out what to do. So the whistleblower approached a staffer for Schiff and Adam Schiff. A staffer, to ask the staffer, and then the staffer talked to Schiff, and Schiff told the staffer, tell the whistleblower to go through the normal channels. So the whistleblower went back, or the staffer went back to the whistleblower, told the whistleblower go through your normal channels, and then the whistleblower went through the normal channels, and then it just kind of got blown up. Okay, so everyone, all the Nazis are saying, oh, we need to see the whistleblower. Okay, so here, let me give you an example of what this is. You get a call from an anonymous person saying there's a fire at First and Main. So the dispatcher is like, oh, somebody called in to say there's a fire at First and Main. You call First and Main to see if there's anything going on. And First and Main is saying, oh my, all the businesses are like, oh my God, there's a fire here, there's a fire. So you're, oh, okay, there it is. So the dispatcher tells the fire department, go put out the fire at First and Main. But before the fire department goes there, the mayor comes in and says, no. We need to find out who that person was that called in this fire. Meanwhile, the fire is burning down buildings. But the mayor's like, no. We need to find out who called in this fire. It's really important we find out who called in this fire. Stop the fire department. They can't go put it out. No, we need to find out who called in this fire. That is Donald Trump's defense right now. It's so dumb. Okay. So oh man. what is Donald Trump's other defense? Donald Trump's other defense is that he's going to try to say that it's about Joe Biden. The way he does this is the reason why he thinks this is because there's this other guy. Okay, so over in Hungary, or no, in Austria, there's a Russian oligarch by the name of Dmytro Firtash. This guy's an oligarch. He's super rich. His henchman is Paul Manafort. And Paul Manafort worked in Ukraine before he came to the United States. If you want to know what Paul Manafort did in Ukraine before he came to the United States, watch this movie called Active Measures. Then you'll know what Paul Manafort did before he came to the United States. To do the same thing he did in Ukraine. Okay. Okay. So Paul Manafort. Oh no. So this Russian oligarch, Dmytro Firtash, is in Austria, but he's been arrested, and he's awaiting extradition to the United States. However, the extradition has been held up, and we don't know why. Okay. In the meantime, the FBI catches these two Ukrainian guys. I think they're Ukrainian. The Ukrainian guys are called Les Parnas and Igor Fruman. So Les Parnas and Igor Fruman. They were arrested on the tarmac. They had one-way tickets over to Austria to go see their boss, Dmytro Firtash. These guys, Les Parnas and Igor Fruman, worked really closely with Rudy Giuliani and with Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is an employee of the Russian oligarchs. He's a lower person on the tier. The higher up guys are the Russian oligarchs. So Dmytro Firtash owns Donald Trump. So what happened was Donald Trump wants to investigate the people who are investigating him. He needs to create some kind of alter narrative, some kind of other story to distract from the story that he's a traitor. So the way he did it was this Dmytro Firtash guy said, "Hey Donald, I have information that will explain everything and show that you're innocent." So Donald Trump's like, "Oh really? I'm gonna send my personal lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, to go work this out." So Rudy Giuliani talks to Dmytro Firtash, or contacts somehow, and gets fed all these stupid conspiracy theories. They're just dumb. They're totally false. But they would exonerate, if they were true, they would exonerate Trump if they were true, but they're not. So Rudy Giuliani and Les Parnas and Igor Fruman go all and the outlaw Billy Barr go all around the world trying to prove these conspiracy theories which are not real. You know, they're not real, but they're trying to prove it. You know, if it were real, why didn't Donald Trump send like the FBI or the CIA or like actual people and not lackeys? He didn't send investigators. He sent his henchmen. So there's something wrong here. Nothing he was doing was according to protocol. It was all like underhanded. He had like a shadow government going, is what I'm saying. Donald Trump through Rudy Giuliani. So these two guys got caught on the tarmac, and now they're in prison. Donald Trump is like, "Yeah, I don't know these people at all." And Les Parnas is like, "What? You don't know me? What? Oh, okay. Hey, investigators, I'll cooperate with you." So this guy might flip. This Les Parnas guy might flip on Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani. But it doesn't matter now, because right at this point, there's so much evidence that of Donald Trump's corruption that it's like the defense the Republicans are using now is that, well, who cares? It doesn't matter. For real, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. They're saying that rule of law doesn't matter anymore. So what's going on is this Wednesday is we're gonna have our first open house impeachment hearing. We're gonna start hearing the evidence for real, like in an open televised setting during prime time. It's gonna be great. But let me you gotta know though, right? I just found out that this person that I thought was cool, I don't know, like, yeah. Itai. Let me show you this before I go on to that one. Let me show you what I'm doing here. All right. So what I made here is another kind of representation of the wealth of the United States. This is how it's distributed. Each one of these represents a quintile, 20% to equal 100%, but they're averaged out. So like this is like a chunk of 20%. So each block equals $10,000 of wealth. So the lowest 20%, here, let me show you first this other image. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to show you the images real quick. Is it working? It's not working. It's not working. Alright, hold on a second. Hold up. What's going on here? Oh man, I should have tested it before. Does it work here? No. What's going on, dude? Let me try this out. Hold on a second. This is open in front view. Open with in front view. Okay. No. Let me do this real quick. Oh crap! I'm getting attacked. What? See, I should have did this ahead of time. Oh man. I gotta also turn the sound on. You can't hear any Minecraft sounds. Options, music, sound. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, you can't see anything. Wait a minute, let's see. No. Oh, there it is. Okay, hey, I don't know what that is, but it worked. Okay, so, does that work over here? No. Well, here, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna do it this way. Okay, so here is the way that the wealth is distributed. Here, how do I unlock that? Unlock, okay. So window capture. So you can see that this is the distribution of wealth in 2019 in the United States. So around, what do we got here? Like each chunk of 20% is averaged out. So you can see the first chunk is in negative territory. The next 20% is like hardly at all. The third 20% is before you even hardly see any wealth. The fourth 20% is like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And the last 20% is like where it's all at. So when you average that out, another way of looking at it is like this. So here, let me do this way. The bottom 50%. Ooh, that's too big. Hold on. The bottom 50% have like almost nothing, and then you add the bottom 50 with the next 40 for the 90%. The bottom 90%, they have less than half. Really, the top 10% have it all, and the top 1% has it all. So yeah, here, window capture that away. So what we got here, another way of putting that is that the bottom 20%, if each block is $10,000, the bottom 20% have this much. They're in the hole. That's a bunch of snow in there. That's why I have to keep this up here, so the snow doesn't melt. For real. Alright, the next 20%, so their average is about, minus 6,000. The next 20%, their average is about net wealth is about $7,000. So almost a full block. Not quite, but almost a full block. Alright, the middle 20% has an average net wealth of about 68. So about seven blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, the next 20% have an average wealth of 205, so about 20 blocks. So this is 80% of America right here. That's like the best of 80% of America. When you get to the top 20%, they have an average net worth of 6 million or 600,000. So that's 63 blocks. I mean, we can go in the back here and see what it's like. This is the top 20% compared to the bottom 20%. The bottom 20% is in the hole, and the top 20% is up here. Isn't that ridiculous? You have 20% of the people living in a hole down there, and you have another 20% of the people living up here. And then the people living up here are telling the people living down there, oh, we don't have enough. You have to work harder. You're just jealous. we earned what we have up here. Which is kind of stupid. Look how high you are. Look how far removed you are from everyone else. Oh, I didn't make it. Ah, okay. Okay, but the top 0.002%, the millionaires, right? This is $1 million. This is of wealth. So this is a millionaire. When you have $1 million of wealth, you're a millionaire. 20% of the people live in a hole. Next 20% of the people don't even have a full block. The middle 20% have about that. The upper middle have like that. And then the rich are like that. You can't even see the top because of the clouds. But here's a millionaire. This is a millionaire. So when the millionaire goes, this is what $1 million is in comparison to everyone else. And why we need to raise taxes on these guys. So $1 million in blocks of $100,000 is 100 blocks straight up. Kind of ridiculous, huh? So this is $1 million, a millionaire. This is a millionaire compared to everyone else. This is the distribution of wealth. So these guys, these millionaires are saying, don't tax me. Please don't tax me. But it's not the millionaires that we're really worried about. What I'm concerned about are the billionaires. Now, how much is a billionaire compared to these guys right here? So this is $1 million right here. Now imagine this stack was solid all the way back this way. We went up 1 million, and now we're going to go out 1 million, out. So we're walking on top of stacks of millions, right? So over there is the rest of America, and here's a billionaire, 1 billionaire. We're riding on top of stacks of 1 billion. Or stacks of 1 million. Imagine underneath me, every block is $1 million. This is a billionaire. Like the humans, the rest of us humans are lost way back there. Like, I don't know where they live. Look how far away you are. This is a billionaire. A billionaire. Every block is $1 million of wealth. And remember, 99% of humans are way over here. This is a rare creature, this billionaire. I think there's only like 1,000 of them or something, not even that many. Like 1,000 people, or 6,000 people who are billionaires. So maybe not even that many. I think maybe only 600. I don't even know. It's not that many, but look at how much one person has. This is 1 billion. We're not even done yet. We're riding on top of stacks of 1 million. So imagine straight down underneath me is just solid blocks of $1 million. This is the net worth of a billionaire. The humans, the rest of us, 99% of us, you don't even know where we are. You can't even see us anymore. And now we're coming to 1 billion. This is the end of 1 billion. This is a 1 billionaire. So Donald Trump says he's worth 3 billion. So that means he does that once, twice, 3 times straight back. Solid. That's a billionaire compared to all the other humans. Now think about Bill Gates. Bill Gates is a billionaire times 107. He has $107 billion. So, okay, remember, these are stacks of 1 million. And now we're going to go out. This is all solid. Solid, I can't make it because I don't have enough blocks. But this is, if you made a solid brick out this direction, this is how far. This is Bill Gates. You add all this stuff here. This is all solid brick of wealth. This is Bill Gates. He's 100 billionaire. So Bill Gates is saying, please, Elizabeth Warren, don't tax away 7 of my billions. Please, Bernie Sanders, don't tax away 100 of my billions. I won't have enough. Do you see how much wealth there is? And how little everyone has in comparison? Do you see? This is 100 billion. And this is, if this was solid blocks straight back. Alright, and this is 1 billion that we're doing. Try to conceptualize billion. What a billion, and then try to conceptualize 100 billionaire. Solid blocks all the way to that corner. Straight back. 1 billion. So I got into a conversation with a boomer. Now this boomer is pretty happy with Donald Trump. Maybe not the way Donald Trump acts, but the boomer likes the results of Donald Trump. The results of not letting in brown people from South America. and not giving gay people equality. This boomer's like, yeah, that's the way it should be. But this boomer won't. Well, but the boomer won't say it. They won't say outright they support Donald Trump. They just dance around it. So here, oh man, I need to fix this real quick. Hold on a second. Wait, let me finish my billionaire line. This is $1 billion, right? We're riding on stacks of $1 million. Riding on stacks of $1 million. This is a billionaire who says Michael Bloomberg is joining the presidential race. He's a billionaire. He's got like 20, 30 of these billions. Maybe 50 of these billions. I don't know. He's coming into the race because he thinks it's not fair that he loses his billions of dollars in taxes. Here's the end of $1 billion. That's the end of a billionaire. All right. And then now, let's go down. This is $1 million. This is 1 million. A 1 millionaire. So I'm coming back down to Earth, back down to humans, right? This is the top 20%. There's top 20% of Americans. All right. You can't. Can you see where the? You can't see where the. Oh yeah, right there. There's the middle 20% right there. There's middle America. There's working class America. No, I'm sorry. This is middle class America. This is the rich. This is top 20% America. This is upper middle America. I'm sorry. This is middle America. Right here. This is working class America, and like yeah, a lot of America. Actually, this because it's not a it's averaged out. It's not really accurate, but yeah. Okay, let me fix this real quick. Let's see. Cancel. Add. Window capture, maybe. Yeah, window capture. Add existing. Window capture. Okay, yeah, it works. Okay, check it out. Okay, so. There we go. Okay, so hey, let me show you. Let me get into some slightly personal stuff. Oh yeah. So here's the tax rate right now. With Donald Trump's tax rate, the latest tax cuts for Donald Trump, he lowered the tax rates for the billionaires. So billionaires pay the lowest taxes of anyone, and you see how much they have. You know, billionaires pay less taxes than anybody else. But yet they have a ridiculous amount of money. Can you believe that? Like I can't stand it. It kills me. This is the tax rate in the 1950s. Billionaires paid a ton, like almost 90%. They paid 90%. That's a 90% tax rate. That's the way it should be. That's the way when we made our highway system, our interstate highway system, our infrastructure system. This is what we had. This is the tax rate we had. When we made all the great infrastructure in the United States after World War II, this is the way we did it, is with this tax rate. It's not with Donald Trump's tax rate. Okay, hold on. Let me go up one. Yeah, that's true. But before I go there, let me see. Fan photo. There we go. So hey guys, there's a picture of me. That's me when I was born. That thing right there, that trippy thing, that is called a hair lip or a cleft palate. This indicates that I am a quote like imperfect birth. So if you are a Nazi regime trying to make the master race. This guy right here goes in the gas chamber. This guy right here goes in the gas. Oh, this is what I should be doing. This guy goes in the gas chamber. If you're a Nazi regime. Right. This is my grandpa. This is my grandfather. He was a sailor in World War II. Oop, there he goes. In World War II, he was on the. Oh, I don't know what he was on, what ship, but he was on a submarine, and he was based in New London, Connecticut. And so I guess he was in the Atlantic. I thought he was in the Pacific, but I guess he's the Atlantic. But his sub got sunk, and he had to surface. And when he surfaced, his lungs collapsed. And somewhere along the line, he got shot in the leg. So he's in the Atlantic Ocean with a collapsed lung and a shot leg, swimming to survive. And he survived. He went back to New London, he recovered, and then he went back out again. And then my grandma told me she worked on the base too, and she remembered when the French submariners would come in, because the French submariners smelled like garlic. So after the World War II, my grandpa and my grandma moved to Southern California, to Gardena, California. And when they moved there, their house was surrounded by dairies, just pastures of cows. But slowly over time, LA sprung up around them. They lived in a city then. But my grandpa added on, him and his brother added on. He was a marble mason. That's why that's a marble fireplace behind him. He made that marble fireplace. He made this whole half of the house. But when he did it, he didn't do it with code inspections and stuff like that. He and his brother just drank a bunch of beer and built stuff. So the house was the back half of the house was terrible. It leaked all the time. That fireplace, that marble fireplace leaked like a sieve. It was terrible. But yeah, he fought, and then he built this house. And then that's us and Chris. That's like my first Christmas. So hey, this way. I'm over here. So yeah. So my grandpa fought in World War II. He was a soldier. He fought for this great country. And because of his actions and his part in helping, because it's not anyone alone, right? We're all in this together. So yeah, because he helped me out. I mean, look at, he raised my mom, right? He raised my mom. He built the house my mom grew up in. So, later on, so he died in 1980. So he would die 4 years later from lung cancer. He smoked a lot of cigarettes, and I'm sure he was exposed to a lot of, as working with asbestos and stuff. I'm sure he was exposed to a lot of bad chemicals. But in the 1980s, I didn't know anything was going on. 19, I was 4 or 5. So yeah, I barely remember. 1980 or 81, I think. Yeah, but he's a veteran, and he helped this country to become prosperous. He helped defend this country and the democracy, because really it's democracy. He fought against the Nazis to save democracy, to serve our country, and I honor that. I want to do good by his legacy. By defending democracy and defending this nation. So yeah, thank you, Grandpa. Raymond Larson, the first. Oh. Okay. See, make sure that we're still streaming here. Yep. So yeah, billionaire. That's solid. Imagine that this is solid. That's a billionaire. Coffee. What other stuff do I have in here? I loaded up a bunch of stuff. Okay, yeah. Okay. Let me get out here and we show you. About the only thing I did here different is I added a bridge. Because I notice. Oh, great. We have another farmer. Cool. 2 farmers. Nice. Potatoes. Oh, I gotta. Something's wrong there. Let me just work. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's too far from the water. I get it. I get it. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Put this back. So yeah, I'm not wearing like the best stuff because I lost it. When I was making that billionaires line, Phantom swooped out of the sky when I was in the middle of nowhere and killed me. And then I fell off and I died. Because, you know, it's way high up there. If you fall off, you're going to die. So then when I came back to get my stuff, it was the middle of the night. And like 4 creepers appeared and they all blew up on top of my stuff. So most of it got blown up by creepers. So I lost a bunch of stuff. And that makes me realize that, man, it's a lot harder for me to recover than it should be. I need to expand my trading hall by a lot. So I'm thinking about making a second trading hall. Which, you know, it's not that hard. I just have to like review the schematic. I use the schematic from a YouTuber. I forgot his name, but it works pretty good. Okay. So, how do we know that Donald Trump is like super, or is absolutely guilty? Because not only did he admit to it in the memo that he gave everyone, but there's a bunch of diplomats that are coming forward and testifying. Now, the first diplomat to testify was named Sondland, and he came in and said, oh yeah, there's no quid pro quo. Nope, no quid pro quo. The next guy, I forgot his name, came in and said, yeah, there was quid pro quo. Here's the transcripts. They're like, or like, not here are the transcripts. But he's like, yeah, there's quid pro quo. Yeah, here are the transcripts. They're like, oh, look, it's right here. It says there is. And it shows Sondland denying that there is. Whoa, Sondland's in trouble. And then other officials came forward and testified. So, yep, there was extortion and bribery. Yep, that's what happened. So Sondland came back and said, oh yeah, now I remember. Not these guys said so. Yeah, now I remember. Yep, there was extortion and bribery. Yep. So now everyone that in the Ukraine thing is saying that Donald Trump was trying to extort and bribe Ukraine. Extort Ukraine by withholding the money they needed to defend themselves from Russia, and asking for a bribe, which is help in defeating Joe Biden. So Like, yeah, I made a bridge. That's like the special thing. And there's a whole bunch of guys chilling out here. Look at these! Look at all these golems, dude. They're like ready to take over the swamp. Look at this. That's good though. That's good. That's because that's where the monsters come from. Is over here. Cool. And then yeah, I have a gate to keep everyone out. And then you're in the swamp proper. Oh no, I'm in the swamp. Oh yeah, and there's a guy out here. What are you doing out here, man? How'd you get out here? Can you get down? Like, how'd you even get up there? Dude, what are you doing out here? You're gonna die. I gotta help him back. There we go. Here we go. Come on, get out of the tree. Come on, get out of here. Yeah, go back. That's right. Look at that open gate I left you. No, keep going. You're in danger. Once it gets dark, there's no golem to protect you. There you go. No, you're almost there. Keep going. Oh, he's like, I'm a farmer now. Okay, farmer. Come over here to your deal's over here. Home skillet. The farmland's over there. What are you doing? Oh, now you're following me? Come on, homie. I need you to go in, and so I can close this gate. Jerk, what are you doing? Come on, go over there. I need you to get in there so I can go close the gate. Come on, farmer. Stop being a jerk. Can I leash him? Oh, I can put him in a boat. Let me make a boat. Oh, I need wood. Boat. Where'd the boat go? I put it down and it disappeared. No, now it's back. Okay. Get in the boat. There you go. All right. I gotcha. I got you. I got you, man. Here, you want to be a farmer? Go be a farmer over here. All right. Close this gate. So what happened? Where did he go? Oh, he must have went to bed. Because it's getting dark. Yeah, of course. But there's no one in bed. Just one lonely guy hanging out. Well, this is kind of nice. Yeah, everyone's asleep. Ooh, they even use their bunk beds. How neat. Man, there's a ton of people in here. There's so many more beds. Yep. So with those extra beds, this village can grow. There's my temple. With my guy still in there, you know, I need a cure. Okay. So one of the problems with inequality is that people just don't know. They're not taught, or then you know, education is the most important thing for democracy, because education is the way a society, a culture, moves itself forward through time. I like to use things. I like to look at things in fractals, and so you could look. I look at education as the RNA proteins in the cell, in the body cell, the RNA proteins, the actual things that cobble together the proteins that make DNA, because DNA is the program that tells the cell what to do, how to behave. So it like writes down. So it's like writing the words of the book. The RNA is what writes the words of the cell, of what the cell is going to do. So it's writing down words for the cell to read and then make whatever. Well, the same thing with education. Education is how you instill into your population the mores, the folkways, the norms, the values, the history, the perspective that's necessary to be a good citizen, to be a good citizen of your democracy. You have to teach people that. It doesn't just happen. You have to instill that. So they even knew this in the ancient Greek times. I mean, that's like the number one thing they were focused on, right? You're trying to make a better human being, and the way you make a better human being is through education. And education is the culmination of all of society's knowledge, and you're trying to impart it onto a person, so that when they go forward in time, they are able to independently make correct decisions. Education is key. If you're not educated, then then you have a really, really hard time with everything. So schools are very important, but the way we fund schools in the United States is through property taxes. So that means if you live in a poor neighborhood, the taxes gained from that neighborhood are going to be very minimal or low, because your property values are low. So that when you have low property values, you get low taxes. That means you have low amount of money to spend on education, on the schools. So you have low schools. Low. So that like incentivizes families to segregate. It's like a de facto segregation. If you don't want your kids to go to a bad school, then like that has low money, then it behooves you to get into the richest neighborhood possible that pays the highest property taxes for the best schools, public schools. Or if you want to be like, you know, elite, then or if your local schools are so bad that you can't trust them, then you go the private school route. Or I guess they're doing charter schools, which I don't know about charter schools. I don't know if they're very good. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about those. I don't think I like charter schools. I can't say why, but I don't like them. I think they're a drain on public schools because the state has to fund those charter schools, but the results aren't worth what we're losing from the public schools, the regular public schools, to fund these experimental charter schools. I don't like them. Like, you can do them if you want to be independent, but I don't think you should. Like, what's going on? Are they hopping up there? How are they hopping up on there? How are you even getting up there? It's like they fall through the wall or something. Are you seeing that? I'll watch that again. All right. So if we want to progress as a nation, one thing we have to do is find a way to better fund schools, education, make it more equitable. Because right now we're just perpetuating inequality. Like, if you give poor education, chances are they're gonna have poor opportunities. But it's almost like we're set up to fail. Yeah. For example, if I wanted to be a teacher in a public school, I would have to, I have a master's degree in sociology, but this is not sufficient to teach in public schools. I would have to go back to university, to a 4-year university, to get another, to get the education for a teaching degree credential. Well, for the diploma, and then I have to go through like other training for the credential, and so pay a bunch of money. But I'm still paying off loans from when I got my master's degree. Now I could pay off the loans like right now from my master's degree, but that means I have zero money left over to purchase a house. I'm 43 years old. I'm a single guy. I have no family, no friends. Well, yeah, not really. No family, no friends. I must be an asshole, I think is what it is. I have no kids. So, like, what am I doing? So I'm like, I could try to improve my situation, but I would have to go back to school or back to university, and I don't want to go into debt again. Or even more, really. Because so the situation's messed up. Plus, they don't pay teachers very well. All the funding for education is being sucked up by administration. They're designing schools to be better defended from active shooters, which is stupid. Why don't you just get rid of guns? It's so dumb. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. And then we come back to it like, man, everything, it's a big tangled knot of pain. And I'm sitting there poking at it, and like, I'm getting no satisfaction. It's a big ball of pain. But the answers are always the same. Make things more equal. It's the inequality, stupid. So that's why I like Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I think both of those candidates are the best. But Donald Trump is looking to find a way to cheat the election again. So he wants to combine the U.S. cybersecurity force with the Russian cybersecurity force. I mean, it's so obvious at this point that Donald Trump is a traitor. It's obvious. My grandfather did not fight in World War II for his children, his boomer children, to hand over the country to Russia. That's just dumb. That's not happening. So yeah, maybe his boomer children are stupid, and they're. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to call them stupid. They're under a lot of propaganda, right? The Fox is a massive propaganda brainwashing outlet, and that's what they do. They broadcast a false narrative. So like 1984 is kind of real at this point because Fox News is state TV. Ooh, loud. Fox, and it's tricked a bunch of people into buying this like completely unbiased or completely detached reality. I mean, there's a lot of people like that. My mom is one of those people. My mom tells me she watches my show every week, but after the end of a year and a half of watching my show, she learned that Democrats are all rich and all corrupt, and that she's just not going to vote. And she kind of likes what Donald Trump is doing. There it is. See how it infects people? That's a lot of people. It has infected a lot of people. So yeah, I don't know what to do. Like, I do this show, I talk about stuff, but like, I don't really have friends. I don't have anyone to talk to. Like, I don't really have family because all my family is all like crazy too. So yeah, but I know, I know that Russia is taking over our country. They're trying to take over our country. That they've taken the White House. I know this. And if Donald Trump does anything to start problems, I think he's going to find out there's a lot more people like me than like my mom. So okay, remember I was talking about how Donald Trump was trying to block all these diplomats from testifying, but they finally did. So here's an excerpt of what one of them said. Her name is Fiona Hill. She was the ambassador that Donald Trump wanted to get out because she wasn't playing ball. She didn't want to extort Ukraine. So Donald Trump did a campaign to get her to leave. So she said, I firmly believe Putin was also targeting President Trump, and he was targeting all of the other campaigns as well. And I think that was the mistake when the 2016 investigations were launched. Not to take it from the point of view what Russia was doing to target Americans, no matter who they were in the system. So, Mr. Raskin, based on what you just said, one final question. Why do you believe that Putin was targeting Donald Trump from his days as a businessman? Dr. Hill. Because that's exactly what President Putin and others were doing. Again, he was part of a directorate in the KGB in Leningrad. That's what they did exclusively, was targeting businessmen. So think about it. Donald Trump is a failed businessman. He went into real estate and basically was bankrupt after his Taj Mahal failed in Atlantic City. So here's a guy with a huge ego who's already got mob connections through his father to the Russian mob. It's a guy with a rich guy with a huge ego who's suddenly in debt, but has all these connections. So that guy is easily flipped by. I mean, the Russians are looking for these kind of businessmen so that they could flip over to the Russians. And that's what they did. They flipped Donald Trump. It was easy. Donald Trump is easily corruptible. So I like this. Our guardians are guarding us from the swamp. Guard us from the swamp. Yeah, three 3 farmers out here now. Nice. I can get what? 1, 2, 3 more. This guy's just fishing here. Nice. He's like, I'm fishing. And we got everyone all working here on projects. Work, work, work. I haven't given them anything though. I haven't traded with them. They're all low level. Bucket of fish. Bucket of cod. Iron. Let's see. Donald Trump has to pay $2 million for using Trump.org to help win his election. So he basically raided his Donald Trump raided his charitable foundation, Trump.org, to pay for his campaign to win election in 2016. So Trump.org doesn't exist anymore. It was dissolved because it was so illegal. But I remember hearing all this noise from the right wing that it was the Clinton Foundation. Oh, the Clinton Foundation. But yet it's Donald Trump.org that got dissolved for corruption. Man, it makes me question, like, who's on my team? Like, are you even trying? Jeez. Golems in the swamp. Getting late. Bloomberg's running. That's lame. Donald wants to go to Moscow for a parade, and I'm like, that's dumb. Why would you go to Moscow for a military parade? Moscow's our enemy. Oh, that's right. Donald Trump's our enemy. I mean, it's so obvious now. It's just, it's ridiculous. It makes me sick that it's even that people are even questioning it. But that shows you how powerful is propaganda. Like, people don't understand how strong propaganda can be. Okay, it is not the spoon that bends, it is only yourself. Dodge bullets. Bullets equals insults attacks. Yeah. I didn't... Alright, well hey, I'm going to end it here. This is good. I will catch y'all later. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you, veterans, for putting yourselves on the line. You guys are the proteins that are actively defending against pathogens. So thank you. Like, we will defend your legacy, because our country is your legacy. This democracy. The citizen, like the fact that we can be citizens, because yeah, we defend against tyranny and fascism. So thank you, and thank you guys for hanging out with me today, and then I hope you have a very good day. All right, PoGokeRo out. Peace. Stop.